Kochie's Business Builders is proudly brought to you by our partners Peugeot and Microsoft, who are helping small businesses grow.
Coming up on Kochie's Business Builders, advertising maverick turned entrepreneur Ian Whitworth's undisruptable secrets revealed. It's cheers all round as we catch up with the folk at Tiny Bear Distillery, plus how a Melbourne-based travel brand became the official luggage partner for Australia's Winter Olympics. G'day and welcome to another episode of Kochie's Business Builders, where we take a look at the issues facing small business owners and come up with practical advice and tips to help them succeed. Joining me today as co-host is Ian Whitworth. Ian is a serial entrepreneur, former award-winning brand creative director and author of the book Undisruptable. He knows a thing or two about risk and reward and is a big believer in backing yourself. Plus, he has one of the best BS detectors in the business. Ian, thanks for joining us today.
Love to be with you. Now,
you're a great believer that opportunity comes out of chaos. Well, boy, we've had a bit of chaos over the last 2.5 years, haven't we? If you're a budding entrepreneur, what opportunities are out there for you? How should you approach it?
Look for opportunities in what you know. Don't, as a lot of people do, go, I'm going to open a business in an area that's my hobby or that I've always liked, which is why you see someone who's been an HR manager for 10 years suddenly decides to open up a nice little cafe. And they'll be eaten alive by career cafe owners because running a cafe is hard and requires you to know lots of things that those people know at an instinctive level. So look for an industry you know, where you've got contacts, you know what things cost, you know how to price things, you just know it, you know a lot more than you think, and see what opportunities you think are going to come from the change that's happening there.
Great advice. Can't wait to hear your thoughts on our next business though, because since the pandemic, artisan distillery Tiny Bear has been having issues with staff retention and also building team culture. It's a common problem, especially in hospitality, isn't it? That's coming back, having to hire in a labour shortage and bring in new culture as well. How do you cope with that?
What COVID showed us is that people actually need a lot less management and supervision than managers would like you to think.
Yep.
So our view is that as a manager, your job is actually to serve your staff.
Right.
Not in a subservient way, because you're still going to make the hard calls,
right.
But your job is to just go, how can I help you do a better job?
Ian, some great tips there. Hang around, because more thoughts from Ian coming up. Well, to help the Tiny Bear team get on the same page, we sent Holly Ransom back to chat with founder Damien Anderson to see how they can work on some strategic disciplines and discover his staff's why.
Well, I'm very excited to be back at Tiny Bear today. Damien, thanks for having me again. No, we've got two of your leadership group here today, so can you tell me who we've got?
Yeah, we've got Sally. She's joining us from home.
Hey, I'm the Distillery Manager here. I've been with Tiny Bear for about 2.5 years now, and my job is basically just to make sure that everything happens when it needs to happen. And also I do a bit of the cellar door management, a little bit of accounting too, so a little bit of everything really.
No kidding. What's in this job description? I love it.
And we've got Josh.
Hi, I'm Josh. I've been with Tiny Bear since August last year. I'm bar bottle shop manager. Essentially what I do up there is make sure that everything's running smoothly. Damien doesn't need to be there all the time. Staff doing what they need to do when they need to do it. Customers and staff are happy. Yeah.
Great. Well, thank you both for being a part of the conversation today. I appreciate it. Before we get into kind of what's happened in terms of the homework that I set for you and the team, tell me a bit about what's happened in the business since I last saw you.
It's been a chaotic couple of weeks. We did a bit of a staff reflection of, you know, in a way addressing the issues we have with staff flexibility. Mm-hmm. And from that, we had to do some structural staff changes. So Sally was involved in a lot of that. And then, yeah, we went and did a bit of a who, a why, a what for the bar and the bottle shop staff, and what's their motivation and why do they want to work for Tiny Bear and Tiny's Bar.
Great. So talk about the changes in the staffing group to begin with. What happened with that sort of restructure?
It became pretty evident that we were overstaffed Monday to Friday. or Monday to Thursday is probably the better way to put it, and we were understaffed Friday, Saturday, Sunday, which was when our peak times are. We had to move forward with some new staff to make that work, but to make that work, we had to change the roles a little bit.
So I can see some sheets here. Can you talk us through kind of what you asked people?
So I've only done this with the bar staff.
Yep.
But basically I went up and have one-on-one interviews with each staff member.
Great.
And kind of give them a little bit of a homework to think about you know, what is their reason, what's their motivation, what do they enjoy about work, and then at the same time as that, reflect on their positives. You know, what do they know they're good at?
How was the process for you?
It was excellent. It was really good to have that conversation and go, okay, yep, I do need to improve on this. And for him to agree with my good side of things, like, yep, okay, your customer service, fantastic. I know that, you know that. So let's improve on the things that we both need to improve on.
It's been eye-opening for me, and they were like, why are we doing this? And it's not a review, it's a thing. And they took it and they did it really well, and I appreciate it.
Yeah, and it seems like it's been seen as a positive process from your perspective too, that Damien wanted to know these things and was so open to having a conversation around it.
Definitely positive.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
We asked you to nominate Australia's most innovative businesses on our Kochie's Business Builders website, and you came through with the goods. We've selected our top 5 finalists in our annual Innovators competition, supported by Peugeot and their professional range of vans. Now it's up to you to vote for a winner. The winner will receive $1,000 in cash and a segment here on the show. Throw your support behind a game-changing Aussie business and vote now at kochiesbusinessbuilders.com.au/innovators. Well, the latest stats are in and Aussies are set to tighten their belts as the cost of living continues to bite. Toluna's Global Consumer Barometer study has found that when it comes to budgeting, Australians have said the first things they will cut to save money are eating out, ordering takeaway, overseas travel and heading out for a night at the pub. Meanwhile, 1 in 4 Aussies said they would cut spending on premium brands and 1 in 5 will quit going to the movies. So, Ian, with consumers slashing spending, what are some ideas that businesses, particularly in hospitality and entertainment, should think about to avoid being disrupted?
I think it's important to remember what the definition of hospitality is, because that industry tends to think of hospitality as selling people food and beverage. No, hospitality is welcoming people, making them feel welcome. So I think sometimes you can lose sight of that. My 2 local favourite pub restaurants have moved to a booking system, Resi, which demands 2-factor authentication to make a booking. And it's like, I just want a table for lunch, not to open a bank account. And I run a tech business, I'm reasonably tech literate. I spent 10 minutes trying to hack the booking system and could not make a booking. And when your first impression is that, it's like, are you literally trying to develop a customer defense system to stop anyone coming in? With any kind of business like that, remember that 80% of your cash comes from 20% of your customers. Find those customers, go and see them, develop a personal relationship with them. They go, oh yeah, I know the owner here, which makes them feel big, and they will continue to use you.
During the pandemic, even though hospitality closed down, we found just our local restaurants, everyone in the community wanted to see them through, wanted to see them survive. So everyone got their takeaway from them. So you build that connection and they'll stay with you, won't they?
If they know you as a person, they will back you.
Yeah.
If they know you as only a website, you're little more than a vending machine. So get back to your roots and get to know people would be my tip. And that's in any business, really.
Yep, great advice. Next up, if you're having issues with understanding the best method to engage with clients online, Tracy Sheen has some tips to share on why you should be using client portals instead of social media.
Every day I'm working with small business owners, helping them leverage technology in their business. And I want to tell you something that I'm seeing starting to come through, and that's client portals. Now, we're all caught up in the social media world, but the problem that we have with social media is we don't own the platforms. So what we're seeing now is a transition towards being able to own that content and own our communities better. And that, my friends, are client portals. And I'm going to show you a couple of options. The first one is Kajabi. Now, Kajabi is fantastic for people who want to develop membership programs, maybe sell some courses online, and develop that community in the back end. The other one that I've been using for a wee while is a kind of a new platform called SweetDash. And what I really like about SweetDash is it gives you everything from a dashboard, so you can monitor how many times people are logging in, what pages they're viewing, similar to your Google Analytics, but it also allows you to develop pages inside there where you can be housing videos, audio, news articles, blogs, things like that, where you're, again, pulling your community into you and you're keeping them nice and close. So you can actually see what it is that's resonating with your clients, with your audience at any one time.
What makes July different is a multitude of things, mainly our design thinking. So we try and make our bags as beautiful as possible with as many features and clever ideas as possible. Richard and I have always started our own businesses. We've always wanted to do our own thing. We came up with the idea for July in a way to just make better luggage. We wanted to create something beautiful, something that we were proud to walk into the airport with, to travel with, to be very colour forward. We were excited to be able to make something better. We didn't see anything that was even close to it in the market, so we thought, why not start July? I'd say that the one feature we're most proud of are the wheels. When we couldn't find the wheels that we wanted, we actually redesigned the wheel. We made it so that they're absolutely beautiful to roll. They're so smooth, they're like butter. These things are beautiful and they'll handle anything. We love the idea of retail. We love the idea of getting to know our customers. As a direct-to-consumer brand, it means there's no middle person when it comes to the manufacturing, design and selling of the product. That doesn't mean it's online only. We wanted to create retail stores to get real feedback from customers, to get real reactions, and to have them touch and feel the product. So we're excited about retail, we're excited about our stores in Melbourne. Zella's been amazing in the sense that I don't have to think about it. I can install the terminal right there. People just come in, they experience the luggage for what they need to see, they touch, they feel, they pay, they get the receipt and move forward. From a business perspective, it's seamless. We don't have to worry about anything. We can focus on designing new products. I found that Zella was fantastic in their tech platform, how smooth and seamless everything worked. They employ really good tech, really good UX principles. It's a really seamless and easy to use platform, and that's what makes it feel good to use every day. We're really happy that through the COVID and through the pandemic, we've managed to survive a travel brand that is something that people love and want, and we can continue forward with this journey. The sales have just been amazing this year. I mean, obviously with the lockdowns ending, has made things significantly better for Australians to travel, not just outside of the state, but across the country as well. We're really excited about travel. We're excited to see new things, and we can see it with the customers coming into the store. They're excited to go and get outside of their everyday. The plan for July is global domination. We are on our way to the US. We've launched there, but we need more retail stores there, so hopefully Zella follows us over there as well. We are looking to expand all over the world, with the US and UK being next. My proudest achievement with July is to be able to create products that people absolutely love. And it's a thing that you don't get to experience too often in your life. To be able to be part of a business, be part of a team that makes things that people message you and write in and comment on things and say how much these products mean to them, how much it's changed their travel, and how much that they love the brand and the product. So I guess at the end of the day, we're really proud to be part of this, and I'm really proud to be part of this brand and to make something that makes people feel happy every day.
Hi, I'm Matt Alderton, CEO and founder of BX Business Networking Reimagined. So in business, the chance of success is about 4%. In fact, only 4% of business owners make it to 10 years in business. Now, if you want to be part of the 4%, you kind of need to do things a little bit different. You can't follow the pack. You can't have herd mentality. Throughout business and life, I learned there's a bunch of really key things that will help you be successful in business. In fact, there's 3 that will really set you on the path to be successful in business. The first tip I want to share with you is systems. The systems and processes in your business are going to set you up the foundations of success for you and your business. They'll help your team achieve great benchmarks, they'll know what's expected of them, and you can reward their excellence as they achieve it. Tip number 2 is to have the right people in your organisation. To have the right people, you need to hire well and fire fast. You need to have the right people on the bus doing the right things and in the right seats. It's really important. The third key to success in your business is around the culture that you create for your business. Creating a performance culture in your organisation where people are inspired and motivated to excel. And that's only done by setting a great vision, by determining your company core values and doing that with your team so you can take your organisation someplace great.
Welcome back. Now, Damien and the team at Tiny Bear Distillery are reaffirming their business's values, and we get to hear more about what both Damien and his staff want for the future of Tiny Bear Distillery.
You mentioned you've hired sort of 2 people since I've been here last. How has it changed the way you've thought about who you're bringing into the business or how you've gone about finding them?
So one of the staff members we hired was a customer. So we took that bit of advice of, your customers are your biggest advocates.
Yep.
So she came in, but she was unavailable for the Saturday day shift. So we're actually able to hire a junior, which is something we've never done before. They're actually one of the neighbouring businesses' daughters.
It feels like your referral network is very strong, whether it's customers,
Yep.
whether it's businesses next door. Obviously, the word of mouth that you're creating is really powerful. One of the things I wanted to share with you that I thought could just be interesting as a frame to put over it and for the 3 of you as leaders to be thinking about is this is a model that is a look at kind of the 6 basic buckets of human drivers. It's an interesting one to think about because part of it is around how does your story connect with the people that you need to find. And I think it would be really interesting to identify whether there are 1 or 2 dominant stories or drivers in what you're hearing back from your people at the moment, and whether there's an opportunity in the way that you're marketing, in the way that your people are out there talking to people about who joins the team next, to think about how do we tell more of the story in that way so we're getting people in from the get-go, from a flexibility standpoint, from a passion about the industry standpoint. If they're the 2 magic factors, that needs to become how we tell the story of Tiny Bear to people that are coming in prospectively. And so I think it becomes how do we tell the story for passion and how do we then stoke the passion of the people we've already got? So how do we bring them together? What is it that's kind of the connect and reconnect activities? And it's challenging, right, with the demands that you've got.
Very challenging.
And that piece, but what would that look like for you as a group? Once a month, once a quarter, something like that, to just do things that really invest in further fueling that passion for your people about why they're part of the team.
I think it all sounds like a really good step in the right direction, just to empower people to, grow their skills, to keep them interested so that they do want to stay with us. And, as we've been talking about, that flexibility, like if they're passionate, they're interested, they will be flexible, or they're more driven to be flexible. So that's a really good thing, I think.
Well, I think what you've done such an amazing job of since we last spoke is embracing this idea of unpacking what the why is for your people. And so we think about that as almost the centre circle. I think the part we've identified as the next area is probably the next ring out of kind of these concentric circles, which is the how. And so really leaning into how do we want to work together at Tiny Bear to bring those whys to life. So you've mentioned 2 things today really strongly. One is certainly around the purpose and the passion. How strong that is for your people and how strong that is for the core group of people you want to build the business with, right? We've moved some people on, but that core that are here and the people we want to recruit into that core, they have to share that passion for what you do. I think the second thing you've touched on is they've got to be flexible enough and dynamic enough to go on a growth journey that's going to continue to evolve in ways that you can't even anticipate right now. And I think what we'll do next time when we connect, love to bring you to a business that I think does a really great job of those things. So we can get some kind of learning and observation on how another small business does it, tap into the lessons that can be learned from that and think about what that could look like in a Tiny Bear context.
Ian, it's a really interesting process Holly has taken through the team at Tiny Bear, isn't it? And basically saying to staff, what do you want the business to stand for and how can I help them?
Yeah, it's so important. I mean, it's a joint process. Obviously, if you're running a business, you have to have some sort of idea where it's going rather than total free-form workers cooperative, but they have to buy into it. They have to feel that it's a direction they want to go in.
such a big challenge for every business. Ian, thanks for joining us on the show today. It's been fabulous. And don't forget Ian's book, Undisruptable. And if you want a bit of inspiration on how to turn chaos into an opportunity. Good to see you.
Great talking to you.
And remember, if you're looking for small business tips or the latest news and expert advice, then you can find them all online at kochiesbusinessbuilders.com.au or follow us, Kochie's Biz, on Facebook, LinkedIn, Insta and Twitter. See you same time next week. Next week on Kochie's Business Builders, power up your productivity with time stylers Kate Christie. Business is in fashion when MTTC Australia meet KBB expert Sheridan Green. Plus, we get some no-bull advice from Taurus Marketing's Sharon Williams.